One big, damaging extra inning swing. Despite the finish of the journey, the Phillies starting pitchers were there every step of the way and have turned the corner since the second half of the season has begun. Now that the arms on the mound are firing, the next step is turning things around in their own backyard. Statistically, since the All-Star break, the Phillies and the San Francisco Giants have two of the better pitching staffs, starting staffs in Major League Baseball. That's the way it should be as these two teams get together for Game 1 of a three-game series. Objective number 1 for the Phils is to turn their luck around here at home. How about 17-27? Nobody anticipated that. They're averaging just under 4 runs per game. The earned run average, well, across the board it's been high, but it has been particularly high here at Citizens Bank Park. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Chris Wheeler. Yeah, the Phils are happy to return home, and they're hoping the luck they had on this road trip when they were 4-2 will help turn the tide here in Philadelphia. And they also hope that Vance Worley can pick up tonight where he left off last Saturday.
Yeah, he was really good, Tom, last Saturday at Coors Field. First time he'd ever pitched there. You never know what's going to happen in that place. The ball flies at Coors Field, but he did a really good job. One of the reasons he was able to do was keep the ball on the ground. If you do that, well, you have a chance to get some outs and succeed without the ball flying all over the place. Ground ball to third. Here's a double play started by Fontenot to Chase Utley. He got into a big jam later on, but he was able to get a huge strikeout there on Michael Kadire. Vance Worley really pitched well, and that isn't the end of it. He came into this game with no hits on the season. He got an infield hit earlier, and then the Rockies were catching up a little bit, and he doubles to right field, knocks in 2 runs, gives himself a little breathing room, and the Phillies would go on and win that ball game. The starting pitching outstanding, as you said, Tom, on that trip with a 3-1 record, a very good earned run average. Up and down there, the stats are outstanding, and that's why they were able to win 4 games on that trip.
The other thing they accomplished also, Wheels, is that they went deep into just about every game, except for Doc's 5 innings because he was coming back off the disabled list. They went at least 7 innings, which is very good for this staff. Now, speaking of staffs, we said the Giants have been good since the All-Star break. Tim Lincecum has not had a Tim Lincecum year, but he's going to get the baseball for the Giants tonight.
Really strange when you look at Tim Lincecum's numbers. His fastball velocity was down when we saw him early in the year, but you thought, well, he's still going to be able to compete because his stuff is so good, but his road numbers are just awful. Now, his last time out, he had one of his better starts of the year. He's thrown a lot more changeups than he used to throw. He had 11 strikeouts in this ball game, maybe his best game of the year, but certainly the best in a long time. He does pitch better out there at AT&T Park. On the road, a 9 earned run average, and he's a victim of big innings. Look at what he's done. In April, he started out at 2-2, but the earned run average, well, it was really a portent for things to come. Stayed right in that 5 range, and then in the month of July, oh, it's ballooned, and that includes a really good start that he had last time out. So, as Charlie said, though, before the game, that's Tim Lincecum out there. Forget about all that stuff because you never know when this guy's going to crank up a good one because he still has tremendous stuff and he's very competitive.
All right, we'll see. He's going to take on the Phils tonight. The Phils and the Giants, Game 1 of this 3-game series. Of course, it's Lincecum against Vance Worley. Carlos Ruiz back in there for the Phils. What a start he's had to the second half. Essentially, he's picked up right where he's left off. When we return to Citizens Bank Park, the starting lineups and the first pitch. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. By Toyota. Every new Toyota purchase comes with Toyota Care. By Citizens Bank. We're for homes. Talk to us today about how we can help guide you to the loan that's right for you. By Xfinity, the official HD triple play provider of your Phillies. And by Independence Blue Cross. No matter where you are in life or business, we have plans that fit. Go to plansthatfit.com. after the road trip out to Denver and to Los Angeles, plus the 4-day All-Star break. So it's good to be back, and the Phils are looking for a victory to start this 3-game series against the San Francisco Giants. Let's take a look at the Giants lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Leading it off at center field, Gregor Blanco. Ryan Theriot, the second baseman, bats second. Melky Cabrera, man, has he been hot. He'll hit third, followed by Buster Posey and Pablo Sandoval. Nate Scherholz, the right fielder, hits sixth. In the bottom third, Brandon Crawford, Eli Whiteside, who's back from the minor leagues, and Tim Lincecum will face Phillies right-hander Vance Worley. The 24-year-old is coming off what is probably his best outing of the year. 6 2/3, 2 runs, 2 strikeouts, if only because he was able to manage the conditions at Coors Field.
Right, Tom. That's a really tough place to pitch, especially if you've never pitched there before. You don't know what your stuff's going to do. You have to keep the ball down. And he got a big hit in that game to help himself, too. Vance Worley pitches much better at night. He's a very good pitcher after the All-Star break. And we have both here tonight. We're after the All-Star break, and we're tonight at night. And here's a scouting report on him. And he has very good numbers in his starts against the Giants.
Well, Gregor Blanco will lead it off, and he takes high, so we're underway. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Blanco has essentially won a job with the San Francisco Giants, whether it be in center field or in right field or even in left field. He'll play all 3 of the outfield positions.
He made an amazing catch in Matt Cain's no-hitter. Perfect game.
2 for 9 in the series, or on the road trip so far. 2 for 9 against the Atlanta Braves. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike to him. It's average at .251 with 5 home runs, 25 runs batted in. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Blanco.
San Francisco brought their weather with them tonight.
Sure did.
They feel right at home.
Yeah, cool temperatures. It's been I guess you could say light rain for most of the day. Listed as partly cloudy, but yeah, the temperatures are in the mid-60s.
Play a lot of games in San Francisco where the game time temperatures in the mid-60s. Or you wish it were.
A late swing by Blanco, and it remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. There's Bruce Bochy, the manager of the Giants. Talked to him today, said he has a lot of respect for the guy over in the Phillies dugout, and Charlie Manuel. He was part of Charlie's all-star staff one of those years. The Phillies were the representative as far as the coaching staff goes. Outside and high, 2-2 to Blanco.
Yeah, that respect is mutual. Charlie really thinks a lot of Bochy, too. Bochy's a real pro, just like Charlie. And not a whole lot of baloney with either one of these guys. And they like to stay in the background.
Swing and a miss, an awkward swing. And the first out of the night. And the first strikeout for Vance Worley.
That's time for a Nissan Keys to tonight's game. First of 3, the Phillies and the San Francisco Giants, who are leading their division. Boy, it's really a strange year for Tim Lincecum, but never underestimate this guy. You never know when he's going to crank up a good one. And there he is. And the Giants, well, they've been hot since the All-Star break. In fact, they finally lost yesterday, first time.
Yeah, 5-1 since the break. The Phils are 4-2 since the break. Here's Ryan Theriot. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Ryan Theriot last year played for the St. Louis Cardinals, picked up by the Giants this offseason, and essentially won a job during spring training.
He hurt the Phillies in postseason last year. He had some of those at-bats that went on forever, it seemed like, and really ran up some guys' pitch counts.
This is his 56th start of the year. All of those starts have been at second base.
Yeah, their shortstop position's been in flux the last few years.
Off the glove of Ryan Howard, and Theriot will be aboard with 1 out here in the first.
Well, he dove for that, did Ryan Howard. It took a big hop, and he's trying to knock it down or catch it.
Well, it turns out to be an infield single.
Here it is right here. Big hop. And, you know, well, he actually, you know, those are the kind sometimes you catch him. He caught one like that the other night over his head.
Theriot has been a threat to run this year. He has stolen 9 bases, has been caught 3 times.
He and Fontenot are very close. They played college baseball together, and they were the Cubs.
Melky Cabrera, the game's leader in hits with 128, 357 average. Cabrera and Carlos Ruiz have been part of the top 5 in hitting for quite some time.
And Melky Cabrera, switch hitter, Always a guy with a lot of talent. He's really let it all out this year. Lost a lot of weight, they say, and in the best shape of his life. Signed a 1-year contract. He could be an attractive free agent.
There you see the leaders in hitting in road games. Cabrera third behind David Wright and Carlos Ruiz.
Big hit in the All-Star game.
0-2 the count to Cabrera. Outside 1-2. Turned out to be the MVP of the All-Star game. Talk about his weight. He attributes a lot of that success to his former teammate in New York, Alex Rodriguez, who he has spent the last 2 off seasons with, getting himself in better shape. And it certainly has paid off.
Yeah, he's hit well from both sides of the plate. He's played the outfield, run the bases. These guys attempt a lot of bunts. They have 4 guys on their team that total 52 bunt attempts this year. It probably has something to do with that ballpark they play in, you know, where you're not going to hit many homers.
1-2 the count to Cabrera. Fly ball foul off to the left and out of play.
Beautiful place where they play. Triples alley. This team leads in majors and triples because of that ballpark of theirs. This one's pretty nice too. But that thing in San Francisco, it sits on the water, and you know it's one of the nicest visiting parks we go to, and it's a great park for extra base hits.
Terrio leads off first. Just outside. 2-2 the count.
They haven't tried that little backdoor sinker yet to him, and they're pitching him away, and this may be the time when they try it to try and freeze him.
Problem with Cabrera is that he's open from the left side. You wonder if that gives him a little bit more of an advantage compared to other left-handed hitters.
Well, if you throw it right, they freeze.
Over to third. That might be 2, depending on the toss. There's 1. Nope, Cabrera is going to be safe at first. Ball just wasn't hit hard enough. 5-4 on the putout.
Yeah, big high hopper like that. It's really hard to turn a double play. A guy can run a little bit like Cabrera.
2 outs here in the first as Polanco and Utley get together for the second out of the inning. And here's Buster Posey. Posey's hit in 7 consecutive games. It's raised his average to .308 with 11 home runs and 53 runs batted in. Talking with Carlos Ruiz, those 2 guys represented the National League behind the plate in this year's All-Star game in Kansas City. The guy at the plate was the starter, and then Carlos came on as the game moved on.
Yeah, and Posey's playing first base tonight.
Yeah, Bruce Bochy talked about that before the ball game. He originally was going to have Posey out of the lineup on Sunday, but then decided because of the day game yesterday, the heat in Atlanta, he said, you know what, I'm going to get him out for behind the plate tonight and have him play first base.
Yeah, this is a real good night to get refreshed too.
Posey is 7 for 12 on this road trip for the Giants. One ball, 1 strike the count. Former National League Rookie of the Year. Good play by Carlos. Cabrera stays at first. Posey missed last year, as everybody knows, because of the horrific collision that occurred at AT&T Park with Posey and Scott Cousins at the plate. He's come back swinging. Nice play by Polanco. Over toward the line. Has time. Side is retired. Placido Polanco continues to play a Gold Glove third base for the Phillies. He was able to get to the line on the backhand with a slide. He was able to make the play and then knew he had time to get Posey to wrap up the top of the first. No score between the Giants and the Phils. Let's take a look at the Phillies starting lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Leading it off at shortstop, Jimmy Rollins, then Victorino and Utley. Ryan Howard is the cleanup batter. He'll be followed by Carlos Ruiz and Hunter Pence. Juan Pierre's in left field. He'll hit 7th tonight. Batting 8th is Placido Polanco, the third baseman. Advance Worley's on the mound. And, of course, he'll hit 9th. And they'll face former Cy Young Award winner Tim Lincecum, who has not pitched like a Cy Young Award winner this year. 3-10 with a 5.93 earned run average.
This is the one thing right here that is Tim Lincecum like, and that's the strikeout. More strikeouts than innings pitched. The walks are high. More hits per innings pitched. That earned run average is ridiculous. And his fastball velocity, it started to go down a little bit last year, but he still has a tremendous changeup. He gets hit around in the first inning in a lot of games. Phillies hit him with a 4 spot in the start that he had against them this year.
Face Jimmy Rollins to start it off. Rollins coming off a 2-for-12 series against the Dodgers, and the first pitch is up high. And that's part of what Lincecum's problem has been, out of the strike zone.
Well, he's 1-6 with a 9 earned run. His last road decision, last win, was against the Giants in April, or the Mets in April. That's just, who can figure? Was it a lot of wear and tear early in his career? Maybe.
Some folks think it's just mechanics more than anything else. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Rollins. Outside corner. Oh boy. 2-1. Jimmy thought that was wide. It looked a little wide.
Still has the same. He looks the same out there with that stride. Stride's like a 6'4" guy.
Out of play on that pop up. 2-2 the count to Rollins. His last outing against the Astros, he struck out 11 in 8 shutout innings. Mike Krukow, who does the television for the Giants, said that mechanically it was the best Lincecum's looked in a long time. He was out front with just about everything he threw. The Giants are wondering if it'll happen again for a second straight night. Threw a fastball by Rollins, one away. And that'll bring Victorino to the plate.
Threw a high fastball here. It's almost like he thinks he might go changeup, because he's thrown so many changeups over the last few times they've seen him. But he came out pumping fastballs in that at bat.
Here's Victorino. Victorino had a good series against the Dodgers, was 6 for 12. 7 for 30 against Lincecum.
He's going to throw mostly fastball changeup. He will throw slider, occasional curveball.
In fact, his last outing, he threw more fastballs than he's thrown all year long.
Yep.
Last year, 31% of his fastballs were 93 miles an hour or better. This year, just 1%. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count to Victorino. Fly ball toward the left field line. The shortstop, Brandon Crawford, is over, and there are 2 outs.
It's really interesting to watch him throwing all these fastballs here, the first 2 hitters, because he's had a lot of problems in the first and the fourth innings this year, but especially in the first inning, and now an easy 2 up and 2 down.
That'll leave it for Utley with 2 away. Chase's career numbers against Lincecum include a home run and 10 strikeouts. His average this year, 226 with 2 home runs, 7 runs batted in.
You face Lincecum enough, you're going to have a lot of strikeouts.
Chase was 1 for 11 in the series against the Dodgers, had 4 hits overall in the 6 games the Phillies played. Up high, 1 ball and 1 strike. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Irene Dawson of Wilmington, Delaware. Phillies hit a home run in tonight's ball game, and Irene will win $100.
There's one. Looked like. That thing really had some down. It was a fastball. That's mad. I thought I thought he took something off it because it went down and away. That's the first one he's thrown. It was almost like it was a two-seamer as opposed to these high fastballs he's been throwing in this inning.
Well, he's ahead 1-2. And Utley rips it deep down the right field line. It is foul. Just foul. It hit the wall just next to the yellow line. It would have stayed in the yard anyway if it was fair. You might even be able to see the mark there.
Yeah, that was another one of those high fastballs that he's thrown a lot of in this inning. And how much?
Oh, hit the padding. I'm sorry. Maybe a half a foot.
Yeah. Pretty close.
One ball, 2 strikes the count to Chase. 2 outs here at the bottom of the first. Got him with a changeup. That's one of the first ones he's thrown in this inning. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Lincecum. Phillies go down in order. On to the second here in Philadelphia. The Giants and the Phils. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Phillies out-of-market game live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit Phillies.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. Top of the second, Pablo Sandoval will lead it off. Sandoval has his average up to 303. Missed 35 games earlier this year with a fracture to the left hamate bone. And he takes a breaking ball for the first pitch. It's 1-0. Giants fans voted Sandoval. I mean, there are other fans, but mostly Giants fans voted him in as the starter over at third base for this year's All-Star game, despite the fact that David Wright had way better numbers. Sandoval hits one deep down the left field line. Pierre on the run, and it slices foul. And it's 1-2. Well, Sandoval came out in the first inning of the All-Star game and provided a pretty big spark for the Giants.
Well, if the Giants make it to the World Series, there's the panda hat that so many people out there wear. If the Giants were to make it to the World Series this year and they have the home field advantage, they can thank their players.
Yeah.
Because they gave them that big lead in the first inning that the National League never gave up.
There's the Phillies' answer to the Panda Bear hat, the Fanatic Dangle cap. And a called strike 3. The two-seamer came back over the inner half. One away.
Yeah, this really freezes Sandoval right here. This pitch is that comeback sinker that he throws so well. Throws it at his hip. Look at him. Look, that's a strike. I'm done.
During the 2012 season, Turkey Hill will contribute $100 for each Phillies victory and 5 cents for each carton of Phillies Grand Slam ice cream, sold to support the Phillies youth baseball and softball programs. Nate Schierholtz takes inside. It's 1-0. Schierholtz 248, 3 homers, 12 runs batted in, making his 30th start of the year. Toyota Major League Scoreboard, Washington. How about that? They jumped out to a 3-0 lead over Atlanta on a Mike Morse home run.
Yeah, those two teams, they look like they're going to be after each other all year to win the division. And, you know, they have a doubleheader this weekend, too, a make-up doubleheader. So they have a 4-game series.
Strasburg is starting tonight for the Nationals. 2-1 pitch to Schierholtz. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
They certainly established themselves as the 2 best teams in the division and the 2 most consistent. So you would look for them to really go head-to-head.
Washington leads the Braves by 3.5. The Mets by 7.
Yeah, the Mets have faded, and so have the Marlins at this point.
And a called strike 3. Back-to-back looking strikeouts for Worley.
Yeah, he's really painting the corners well tonight. It's real good command of his fastball. And when Vance Worley can command his fastball to both sides of the plate, he's usually pretty good. Diaz is doing a good job for him behind the plate, too. The plate has corners tonight.
Brandon Crawford, the batter. Crawford, the everyday shortstop for the Giants. There's Laz Diaz. Mike Everett is over at first base. Manny Gonzalez at second. Paul Schreiber around at third. Oh, and 2 the count.
Really good job so far here in this game of in and out, and really keeping the hitters off balance and guessing because his command's so good. Then he can mix in changeup and slider too once in a while and have a chance to be very effective. He's ahead in the count more than he normally is.
Luis creeping inside. He throws the 2-seamer. It's swung on and missed. He just struck out the side as Ruiz will finish off the strikeout with a toss to first. 1-2-3 go the Giants, and we go to the bottom of the second with Ryan Howard due to lead it off. Here at Citizens Bank Park. Ryan Howard is due to lead it off. All right, Wills, remember last year The good folks at McDonald's, a long-standing partner of the Philadelphia Phillies. They brought to life the Phillies McFlurry, and it's back again. You can get it at some of your local McDonald's. It's the red and white M&Ms with the Phillies logo on them. Yeah. Some blue mixed in there, too. They'll be available for a limited time. And if you've never had a McFlurry, I know my kids love them. Do you like them?
Yeah.
McFlurries, as we said, along with McDonald's and the Phillies, they've been proud partners for a long time, and you can only get a McFlurry at a local McDonald's.
We're in the booth tonight.
We're in a booth tonight, right.
And it's good. Really good.
They're very good.
Yeah.
So you get your cup with the Phillies logo, McFlurry for dessert fanatics. Speaking of the fanatic, as Ryan Howard fouls it away. Hey, fanatic, just so you know, I used that spoon.
I don't think he cares.
I use the spoon, fanatic. So if you're gonna you're gonna need to get a new spoon if you're gonna use it. Well, it's a great dessert item at your local McDonald's. So stop by and get a chance to get one for a limited time during the baseball season. And we want to thank the folks at McDonald's for bringing them up here and giving us a chance to try the McFlurries. 3 strikeouts already for Tim Lincecum.
Yeah, it's good. Go out and get one of these.
They're located at or available at the McDonald's in southern New Jersey, southeast Pennsylvania, and Newcastle, Delaware. Carlos, on the year, .350 hitter with 14 home runs and 51 RBIs. A little chin music. Now that's where a lot of the fastballs have gone for Lincecum so far tonight. But he's picked up 3 strikeouts.
Yeah, he just got Ryan Howard to chase a high fastball. This guy can be a little bit intimidating when he does that.
Inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Wheels, you going to be able to continue with the McFlurry in your mouth?
That's it.
Hit hard but foul right past Juan Samuel, and it's 2-1. Ruiz .350 with 14 home runs, 51 runs batted in. And he obviously is one of the more popular Phillies out there. So anything you get that has Carlos's fingerprints on is something special. Off the glove of Sandoval and into foul territory. Carlos is going to get 2 out of this one. Nobody's covered third. Now Terrio comes over to cover. 25th double of the year for Carlos Ruiz.
Everybody kind of froze for the Giants there too. Nobody was chasing that ball right away. I don't know if they're going to get to it and keep Carlos Ruiz at first base if they do. But I think they thought Sandoval caught this thing. And now all of a sudden here it goes squirting away. And it had enough on it still to get all the way down to the tarp, which thankfully is rolled up and will remain rolled up. It's the way we want it.
And Carlos is safe at second, safe and secure with New York Life. 25 doubles now for Ruiz. That's 4 away from his career high. So here's Hunter Pence. 17 home runs, 57 runs batted in. Charlie Manuel was asked about the production of Pence with runners in scoring position, how it has improved. And he said that he thinks he's bearing down more. He's focusing more on making contact when there's a guy in scoring position. 0-1 the count to him. Got a good pitch to hit there. It was a slider. And it's 0-2.
Yeah, you'll see Lincecum throw more sliders to right-handed hitters, changeups to left-handed hitters. Not exclusively, but it's kind of been his MO.
Ground ball back toward the middle. Crawford gets to it. And Ruiz goes over to third.
That's the key to Pence not getting in more runs lately, too, is his ground balls have been finding holes. Or in the case of the Dodgers the other day, they played everybody up and he hit a hopper over the third baseman.
2 outs here in the second. Ruiz at third. Juan Pierre the hitter. I know it's only 15 at bats, but Pierre, he's done a pretty nice job against Tim Lincecum.
Yeah, that's real good.
He has 2 triples out of those 6 hits. Phillies will just take a base hit here. The corners are in for Pierre. You should never know when he's going to decide to lay down a bunt.
Right, and that's why they have Sandoval so far in at third base with 2 outs. Look at that. Normally that, you're not going to see that.
Off the end of the bat, playable for Blanco. And the Phillies leave one over third here in the second. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. We've played 2 here in Philadelphia on a cool night. Tim Lincecum and Vance Worley throwing up zeros. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fan section for all the information. And please submit your answer on the subject line. Wheels, I have McFlurry caught in my teeth.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, me too.
Question is, the Giants have only had 4 managers in the last 26 years. Name the other 3 besides Bruce Bochy.
Boy, that's like that question we had the other day, and Leland was the one I couldn't remember.
The answer will be revealed in the 7th inning. Unless you're inside Wheels' head, then maybe it's being revealed right now as we speak.
Yeah, let's start writing a few down.
Okay.
26 years?
Yeah. Eli Whiteside will lead it off for the Giants. A recognizable name, but a guy that they haven't seen all year long. He was in the minor leagues this whole time. Hector Sanchez, their backup catcher, is out with a sprained left knee, so he's on the 15-day DL. So they brought Whiteside up. He's played in 1 game, not as a starter, but has appeared in 1 game. He was hitting .241 in the minors.
Well, he's a guy that they can bring him up, and he sure knows their staff. He caught so many of these pitchers for a while.
1 ball, 1 strike the count.
They have to feel very comfortable with him.
He filled in last year when Buster Posey went down with the injury. It's one of those guys that when we saw the Giants earlier this year and he wasn't on the roster, I started flipping through wondering where the heck he was. Sanchez is they think a very good offensive player and has a bright future. And a called strike 3, a cutter for the 4th consecutive strikeout for Vance Worley.
And you see the way Laz Diaz has a lot to do with these pitchers here tonight. I mean, these pitchers are close, and they're probably strikes, but some nights they're not. The right side, I think, thinks his loops have played a little bit. See if you can, what you can see.
That's a fastball at the knees. I said it was a cutter. Fastball.
It's there. It's a strike.
Tim Lincecum takes a strike. Now that pitch right there was more of Worley's cutter at 85 miles an hour.
Yeah, Whiteside thought the thing was down, is what it was.
Lincecum's not a bad hitter. Takes a pitch on the inside corner, 0-2.
Well, the most hitters can remember Worley getting ahead of this early in a game. And what a difference that can make.
And a called strike 3. 5 consecutive strikeouts for Worley. 6 overall. We go back to the top of the order for Gregor Blanco. On Monday morning, PHL 17 will bring you a live super segment that's never been seen before on Eye Opener. Check it out because you won't want to miss it. Eye Opener, a different kind of morning show. Monday from 6 until 8 on PHL 17. We're kind of leaving you thinking on that one. Something you've never seen before on Eye Opener.
I'm thinking of managers right now.
Blanco shows bunt, takes a breaking ball for a strike. Blanco struck out his first time up. One ball and 1 strike the count.
Look at that. That's so good for any pitcher, but especially for a guy like Worley, who doesn't necessarily get ahead of hitters the way that he is tonight. You know, he'll get them out, but a lot of times he's pitching from behind. Not tonight. 11 balls and 31 strikes for him.
That's great.
Oh, yeah.
For him, it's outstanding. For anybody, it's outstanding.
Anybody it is, but especially for Vance.
5 strikeouts in a row. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Blanco. He fouls it off. Ground ball to second base. It's not a strikeout, but it's going to do it for the inning as Blanco is retired by a step or so. 7 in a row retired by Vance Worley. We've completed 2.5. Phil's looking for some offense when we return. To you by Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. By McDonald's. Now at McDonald's, any size soft drink or sweet tea is just $1 plus McFlurries. And by Ford. Ford is America's brand. Go further. Visit your Quality Plus Ford store today. Placido Polanco leads it off here in the bottom of the 3rd. And the first pitch, a fastball for a strike. It's 0-1. Laz Diaz has got somewhere to go.
I'm telling you, this is like an old-time game. Seeing all these strikes called. Like Frank Pulley just showed up tonight.
Up high, 1-1. Polanco on the year 256 with a couple home runs. And 19 runs batted in. Fouled away. 2-2.
Lincecum, when he first exploded on the scene, made his major league debut against the Phillies. Fastball, curveball, that's all he had. But he threw really hard, upper 90s and a off the table hook. And then he added changeup, and then just for the heck of it, he added slider, and then he just came up with a changeup as a fourth pitch,
which for a couple of years was one of his better pitches.
Yeah. Slider was his third pitch, developed that, and then he came up with a changeup.
He's behind 3-2 to Polanco with Worley on deck. He has his sides. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Hit foul. Well, here in the city of Philadelphia, the U.S. Conference of Mayors is taking place, and there is Mayor Michael Nutter of the city of Philadelphia. And next to him is Edwin Lee, who is the mayor of San Francisco. They are enjoying themselves tonight here at the ballpark. Fly ball down the right field line. Into foul territory. And Buster Posey is able to make the play.
Pretty nice play by a catcher.
Now, the man's played every position in a game once, Wheels, in Florida State.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. He was a very good pitcher, too. But there was a game when he played for Florida State where he played everywhere.
Wow.
After that game, he said, well, I'm not going to tell you that there were some spots I was out on the field where I wish the ball wasn't hit to me.
Oh, yeah. Does a nice job, though, of anticipating. Well, first of all, you have a lot of wind here tonight. And now he sees it coming back. You know, he has a feel for the spin, the way it's going to come back off the bat from being a catcher. And it's a lot easier to catch that baby with that glove than with a catcher's mitt.
Oh, and 1 the count to Worley. 0-2.
Sometimes a tendency, you know, when you don't play those corners like that, is to overrun the ball, go too far, and not anticipate that it's going to spin back. And in that case, he's used to that.
There's that curveball that we talked about. He hasn't thrown many of them tonight. In fact, I think that might be his first one.
He's a 4-pitch guy.
Back to the box, fielded by Lincecum. And there are 2 outs, although Lincecum thinks it's 3.
Yeah.
He's still walking off. Whoop, whoop.
Like they need an excuse to get on him. Right. I think he's laughing. Oh, no, I just brought attention to myself. I don't need that here. That's the last thing I need here.
It's not the kind of guy who's bothered too much by the attention.
No. But, you know, he doesn't. He just let me pitch my game and go. Now, okay, I got the pitcher out. I got him out. That's the 3rd out now. Let's see. When does it dawn on him? Whoops. It's only 2. I'm throwing really well tonight, but I got to at least get 3.
I'm in a zone.
See, in his mind, he had retired the Phillies in order 3 straight innings.
1 ball, no strikes the count to Rollins, who struck out his first time up.
And he give up that double. He's throwing so many strikes, getting so many calls tonight. He just took a look in there like, where was that?
Off the end of the bat, a ground ball to second. Phillies go down quietly here in the 3rd. It's the second 1-2-3 inning of the night for Tim Lincecum, who's thrown 39 pitches so far in tonight's game. We go to the 4th inning. Nothing. Ryan Terrio is set to lead it off. Let's check in with Greg Murphy's with some special guests. Murph, take it away, buddy.
Absolutely empty, Mac, with the first fan of Philadelphia. Mayor Michael Nutter is here. And joining us all the way from San Francisco, the mayor of San Francisco, Mayor Edwin Lee. Nice to see you. And Mayor Nutter, explain, there's a lot of mayors in town, and then you guys just happen to get your own home team here at the ballpark.
Well, we just had basically 3 days of the U.S. Conference of Mayors. I became president last month in June, and so Mayor Lee is here, and we thought it'd be great with the Giants in town, and he's staying over an extra day. Come and check out the ball game. We've got a couple other mayors here, Mayor Kevin Johnson from Sacramento, Mayor Mike Jin from Redondo Beach. So it's a pretty exciting time. We're just enjoying the ball game, but it's been a couple of days of intense work, working on America's problems and supporting cities and making sure that we can take care of our folks.
And now a chance to enjoy yourself and watch a ball game. What do you think of Citizens Bank Park? You have a beautiful park out there in San Francisco. What do you think of this one?
We do, but I'll say this is a very, very wonderful park. And in fact, I have to unveil that I was down in the clubhouse with the Giants earlier before the game started, and they even said to me that this is a wonderful clubhouse, a wonderful atmosphere. Of course, that's all they wanted me to report on the good compliments for Philly. I'm glad to be here and very much supporting the president of our U.S. Conference of Mayors, Mayor Nutter, and we're doing important work here, but this is a great break for us and wonderful for America's pastime.
All right, no bulletin board material from Mayor Lee out of San Francisco. Enjoy your time in Philadelphia. It's nice to have you. Always nice to see you, Mayor Nutter. Guys, back upstairs.
All right, Murph, thank you very much. As Melky Cabrera takes a pitch inside, it's 1-2. Murph was talking about Kevin Johnson, who's the mayor of Sacramento, the former basketball player, who's there with Mayor Nutter and Mayor Edwin Lee. Kevin Johnson is trying to keep the Sacramento Kings, the NBA team, in town, has also decided that Sacramento might be a nice place if Major League Baseball ever decides to look for another city, whether it be an expansion team or a current team.
Well, it's always nice to have a Major League team in your city. There's another strikeout looking. Just amazed that the guys aren't able to know that he throws that pitch, which is that backdoor pitch coming right back there on the inside corner. He's had, 4 or 5 batters right now actually looking here, and it's these guys better go up there swinging. I mean, he's not up there to walk out. 7
strikeouts now for Worley, 5 looking, as Sarge just mentioned, and including 5 strikeouts in a row at one point. His command tonight has been very good. Now that pitch just missed, but there have been occasions tonight where it's been a strike.
Got to think that both pitchers are really strong just because of the weather. Not really. You will sweat, but you don't work up that sweat as if you were human. And let's face it, Tim Lincecum there, this is like pitching at home with the weather that he has tonight.
Well, he's fallen behind 2-0 to Buster Posey, who's grounded out to third tonight on a nice play by Placido Polanco. 3-0 the count.
Pretty disciplined right there, laying off that breaking pitch.
Well, there is Tim Lincecum, like Van Swarley. These guys are thinking, all right, we're pitching well. Where's the offense? Green light for Posey. A liner to center field, caught by a leaping Shane Victorino. 1, 2, 3 go the Giants. 10 in a row retired by Van Swarley. Make it 11 in a row, by the way. We go to the bottom of the 4th. No score. You wanted prices you'll love, like Avery weatherproof labels that stand up to the harshest conditions. From who? But W.B. Mason. Shane Victorino, Chase Utley, Ryan Howard to lead it off. Here at the bottom of the fourth, scoreless game. Victorino popped out his first time up. Takes low, 1 ball, no strikes. Prior to his last outing, when he struck out 11 in 8 innings, Lincecum had allowed 13 earned runs in his previous 6 2/3. It's going to be a base hit for Victorino to begin the bottom of the fourth. First time tonight the Phillies have had the leadoff batter aboard.
Yeah, it's pretty good, though, with those 11 strikeouts there in 8 innings. You think he was back on his game. You know, almost having an ERA of 7. And it just goes to show you, too, and when you talk to some of the players down there, things were so easy for Tim. And he just thought, man, I can just come here and do whatever I want. Well, he had to actually regroup himself in the way that he was pitching. And it isn't as easy as you think it did. Come easy for him, however, but let's face it, players have made an adjustment. One of the reasons why the ERA is almost 7.
He got Utley on strikes his first time up. Chase had hit a long line drive just foul right before the strikeout. And he's behind 0-1.
Yeah, I thought he got out on that pitch just a little bit. Well, you like those home runs if he's starting somewhere near right center. When you hit them hard, you know they're going to stay fair.
Sarge, getting back to Lincecum, you know, part of his adjustment is because he doesn't have the same fastball he had 2 years ago or 3 years ago when he was throwing 95, 96 consistently. Now he's throwing 90, 91, 92 sometimes.
Yeah, that's a good point, because he was able to pitch up in the zone and getting a lot of strikeouts.
Another base hit for the Phillies. Victorino should go to third. He's already around second, and he'll get there easily. First and third with nobody out.
Well, I got to tell you, that's how you go to third base. That ball is actually smoked early on during the course of the year. A lot of times players weren't going to third base, but he made up his mind before he even got to second base. That's why he made it there so easy. Check it out for yourself. If he hits and going around that bag, he really turns on the Jets. He'd already made up in his mind, I'm going to third, as he gets there, not even looking at Sam Well, their third base coach. Good base running.
So runners on the corners for the Phils here at the bottom of the fourth, and Ryan Howard is up. He struck out his first time up. Howard takes to the dirt, 1-0. You might have seen as that ball from Utley went out to the outfield, the lighter colored grass that's out there. While the Phils were away, the Roger Waters concert was taking place here at the yard, and I'll tell you what, Mike Buchholder and his grounds crew, they have done a fantastic job over the last several days getting this field back in shape. I mean, their work, they've spent a lot of long hours, and you know, there is some lighter color out there, but the grass really has responded quite well.
Well, he's done a heck of a job getting the field in shape, and you can't really tell there in the outfield unless you get a ball that hits, and what it'll do sometimes is go the opposite way. That's a ball.
That's a balk. Victorino will score. Utley goes to second, and the Phils take a 1-0 lead.
Anytime a pitcher is on that mound, a runner on base, he starts to throw. Whether or not he slips or not throw, that is considered a balk. Every base runner will move up. Take a look at it, and you just slipped. See how the back foot just kind of really slipped right from underneath him. Take a look at it again. No, that's why, too, you see a lot of pitchers at the beginning of the game digging that little trench there. There he falls again. He just slipped.
So Utley's at second. 1 run is scored. It's 2-1 to Ryan Howard.
Obviously, they didn't dig that hole deep enough because it usually anchors your foot on the mound when you do that to keep you from falling.
Fly ball left field. And Melky Cabrera makes the catch. Utley was trying to draw the throw, and he just gets back ahead of the tag of Terrio. But Cabrera showed a pretty strong arm there.
Yeah, this guy here is not as bad as you think. Wondering even why he's been traded so many different times or with different teams. I mean, this guy had 203 hits last year. It wasn't just a guy that couldn't play. Look at that, just almost trying to catch him without even looking while he threw that ball there. And let me tell you, he has a very strong arm. He didn't get into the throw, falling back and getting it almost right on the money.
Carlos Ruiz doubled his first time up. I think the first time Melky Cabrera was traded from the Yankees to the Braves, it was because of necessity. The Yankees were trying to get another starting pitcher, which they got, and a lefty out of the pen, which they received. The Braves were just flat out disappointed with him. So that's why they got rid of him and sent him to Kansas City. Because he had the worst year of his career. He was out of shape. Kansas City, though.
What was that all about?
I think they wanted a starting pitcher. They had a plethora of outfielders.
Well, they gave up one that had 203 hits.
I know. Up the left side. Pablo Sandoval throws out Ruiz. 2 outs. Phillies baseball is brought to you by WB Mason. You can't go wrong when you buy right. By the Pennsylvania Lottery. Play Harley-Davidson, the new instant game for the Pennsylvania Lottery. Must be 18 years or older to play. Please play responsibly. And by Mazda. We believe if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. This will be the 50th pitch of the night for Lincecum, which is not bad. With 2 outs here in the 4th. Throws a slider to Pence. It's 0-1.
It doesn't get any better than that first pitch. And if he's been doing and throwing those type of pitches, you can see why that he's been more effective. And it's one of the reasons, too. I mean, you just can't go on stats. Looking at his record, you think, boy, this might be a little easy game. But it's never easy when you have a pitcher of that caliber on the mound, regardless of his record.
Charlie spent today talking about that. I was with him earlier today, and you know, he said he's seen too many good games by Tim Lincecum. 2-1 the count to Pence.
Second ball has been up and in. First one was on Carlos Ruiz, and usually pitchers will go away, and what it does when you throw it up there makes you less aggressive when that ball comes on the outside part of the plate. Juan Pierre's on deck. Ball 4. Toyota Major League Scoreboard. We go to New York, where the Dodgers have taken a 6-2 lead over the Mets. Jerry Hairston is 2 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored in that ball game. Johan Santana is pitching for the Mets. Adam Harang is pitching for the Dodgers. Got to be pretty neat to play against your brother, and that's where Jerry Hairston, his brother, obviously everybody here in the Philadelphia area knows him because of the way he hits against us time in and time out. Younger brother, that is.
Pierre fly to center softly his first time up. Two balls and no strikes now to Pierre. Utley's on second. Pence is on first. Off the foot of Pierre. That's going to hurt. So they say those puppies are going to be barking.
Yeah, he's got that foot down, but it hit him on more on the side as opposed to taking just a full blow of the ball hitting you on your foot. Polanco in center field playing awful shallow.
Well, that's where Blanco was playing the last time Pierre was up, and he had him played perfectly. But I think you're right, Sarge. If Pierre is able to get a hold of one, whether it be towards center or toward the right field line, there could be some damage done.
Yeah, hopefully toward that right center or right field line.
Ball four. The bases are now loaded. Dave Urgetty's coming out to talk to Tim Lincecum. Next week, the Phillies will remain home here at Citizens Bank Park, take on the Milwaukee Brewers in a 3-game series. The first night is Italian Heritage Night here at the ballpark. And Wednesday is a Citizens Bank Business Person Special before the Phillies hit the road. Get your tickets by heading to Phillies.com. Here are the tentative pitching matchups for that series between the Phils and the Brewers. Randy Wolf and Roy Halladay, Zach Greinke and Cliff Lee, and Marco Estrada against Vance Worley. Cliff Lee sitting there thinking, wait a minute, didn't I just face a Cy Young Award winner last time?
Well, he's getting, that's what happens. Getting a lot of good pitchers pitching against him. Number ones, and you're right. But you can only go out there and pitch like he did the last time, give your team a chance to win, and he certainly did that.
Polanco popped out his first time up. 2 outs, bottom of the fourth, a run in and a balk. Lincecum leads the league in wild pitches with 10. And there's nobody in the league that gets a better secondary lead than Chase Utley. Back-to-back sliders for strikes to Polanco. It's 0-2. Charlie hoping for a base hit here to get a couple home. Bruce Bochy is somewhere behind Ron Wotus and Roberto Kelly. 0-2 the count. Ground ball toward third. Easy hop for the Panda Bear. And the Phillies settle for one. A fielder's choice off the bat of Placido Polanco. 1 run on a balk from Tim Lincecum. For the books, Phillies have the lead as we go to the 5th. Minnesota Diamondbacks here at the ballpark. The 2011 National League West champions are not atop the National League West right now. The San Francisco Giants are, but it's a 3-game series, 2 night games, and then Sunday the 5th. I know we've been saying it's TBA. It is now officially a 1:35 start, so make sure you set your alarm a little earlier for that Sunday game.
Very good.
Get your tickets at Phillies.com. Top half of the 5th, 1-0 Phillies on top. Pablo Sandoval, Nate Shearholtz, Brandon Crawford due up for the Giants. Sandoval went down looking on strikes his first time up. Let's see what the wind does with this one. I mean, it's blowing in pretty good right now. It blew right back over to Placido Polanco. Jimmy Rollins settled under it as if he was going to make the play. And then all of a sudden he looked and pointed to Polanco.
Well, that's exactly what that wind will do for you. It usually blows a lot harder like that in San Francisco. Every pop-up, you have to do that. Well, it kind of reminds you of Larry Boa coming in. He said, I got it. Well, you take it. He just says, wow. He actually doesn't even see the ball. Polanco, he said.
Maybe that was it. Maybe he didn't see it, but it looked as if he was calling for it. Chase was coming over. Well, it's an out. A rather entertaining out. And it's 0-1 to Shearholtz. 1 ball, 1 strike to count.
It's okay when you're almost standing still to catch that ball, but boy, when you're running and you're moving, it can be a difficult play.
Well, it's only the 2nd hit of the night for the Giants. It comes off the bat of Nate Shearholtz. So he's aboard with 1 out here in the 5th. Time now, Sarge, for the Kia Minor League Players of the Week. How about Chris Duffy?
Yep.
Chris Duffy's playing pretty well for the Lakewood Blue Claws. Hit .458 during the week. And Tyler Niggy in 2 games, 2 innings, a strikeout. This kid has pitched very well this entire year.
Well, once you get to Double-A, for sure, when you're doing good things there, you're on your way. In a lot of cases, Double-A can be harder than Triple-A.
Brandon Crawford struck out swinging his first time up. 1 of 7 strikeouts for Worley. Worley had 11 strikeouts earlier this year against the San Diego Padres. And he's at 60 pitches with 1 out here in the 5th.
I think the amazing thing for him is just really all the strikeouts that he's gotten there with looking, I mean, without even swinging the bat. And they've been, I mean, good pitches. You just don't find that a lot. I mean, uses that pitch like Greg Maddux used to, where that ball starts at the hip. In a lot of cases, the hitters know that it's a strike. They're not even arguing that. I mean, they have over, what, about 114 where they're just looking at it. It's just uncanny, including today's game, tonight's game.
56% of his strikeouts have been looking strikeouts during the course of his career.
No, and that's the time usually when that hitter is going to be swinging, even if it's close, but just not in Worley's case.
2-1 the count. Ground ball softly hit. They'll get 1. It'll be over at first. So Chase takes care of Crawford. And with Shearholtz at second, Worley will face Eli Whiteside.
Not the pitcher up next. You really want to make sure that he hits your pitch if he hits it.
Outside, 1-0 the count. Since he's come back off the disabled list, Vance is a 1-3, an earned run average of 3.86. The 1-0 pitch coming. He went. Didn't matter though. They called it a strike. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, you want to be careful in pitching to him, but you don't want to be so careful where you just making a mistake with that ball. Good pitch. See the movement on that one, and that ball down in the zone. You can go up out of the zone, or you can throw something down and away, preferably in the dirt, not for a strike. See if he might chase.
1 ball, 2 strikes the count to Whiteside. A liner to right field. That's pretty well hit. Pence going back, and it's over his head. And a run will score. The number 8 hitter has just tied the ball game up at 1 apiece. An opposite field double here at the top of the 5th inning.
Well, it's just not good pitching right there. You want to make sure that that's down. You have 2 outs. You have the pitcher that is on deck. Look and see where the ball is. That ball moved right back into his swing. For me, if you want to start that pitch, you want it in to go in on his hands. That ball there, no chance there for Hunter Pence to catch that ball.
Well, now they got to bear down and get Tim Lincecum. It's a 1-1 game here in the top of the 5th. Lincecum struck out looking his first time up. Two and 0 the count. He's fallen behind in this inning.
Yeah, kind of just, again, losing his composure a little bit. Probably upset with himself for giving up that 2-out double. Right now, though, you need to really concentrate, get yourself out of trouble, and get your team back in that dugout.
There was a fastball that paints a little black. Lincecum was taking. It's 2-1. Two and 2.
Those are terrific pitches on the outside part of the plate.
I would just throw that 2-seamer right here, unless they're trying to stay away from him.
Now this guy has, too, a little bit of power. You want to make sure. Well, I thought that was a pretty good pitch. I was going to say, you can see where he's been hitting the balls. That's on the good part of the bat there where you see those marks.
So now 3 balls and 2 strikes to Lincecum. And ball 4. Just walked the opposing pitcher. First walk of the day for Vance.
Yeah, that ought to get. Yep, there he comes. Rich Doobie, pitching coach up.
I think he was just asking Carlos about that 2-2 pitch that you had mentioned you thought was awfully close. He's gotten Gregor Blanco twice, once on strikeouts, and the other time on a ground ball to second. Budweiser, through the Walk-Off a Hero program, will donate $5,000 to Folds of Honor for every Phillies walk-off win. Please join Budweiser and the Phillies in honoring those who keep our nation safe and free. Lincecum on first, Whiteside on second. And Gregor Blanco at the plate. It's a 1-1 game here in the 5th. That's the pitch I would have thrown to Lincecum. He's got such good command of it tonight.
And kind of a little surprised, though, I mean, on that slider. That's the pitch there that you want to go at that pitcher and be able to go in and get him out.
Well, he's worked back ahead now of Blanco, 1-2. About to throw his 77th pitch of the night, and what has been the longest inning he's had tonight. Ball shot off the wall all the way back past the mound.
See how pitchers have a tendency to throw to extra hitters. And he gets the 2 outs, harmless there, have a man on, and then gives up the double to Whiteside there, then walks the pitcher. Those are all extra pitches right there.
And a called strike 3, the 8th strikeout of the night for Vance Worley, and it wraps up the top of the 5th inning. He allowed the tying run to cross the plate, no more. We move to the bottom of the 5th. The Phils looking to get the lead again. Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band are coming to Philadelphia. That's right, 2 shows, Sunday, September 2nd, Monday, September 3rd. Tickets are available for both shows here at Citizens Bank Park. Go to ComcastTix.com or call 800-298-4200 to purchase your tickets. Roger Waters was here recently at the ballpark, and then the next set of concerts will take place in September. Seeing the highlights of Bruce Springsteen in England last week, Sarge, with Paul McCartney jamming with him?
No, I didn't see it, but obviously they sell out just about everywhere they go.
They played so long that they pulled the plug on the microphone.
You know what? I did see that.
You saw that, didn't you? And Swarley lifts it to right. Nate Schierholtz is there.
Well, when they say it's over, I guess it's over.
However, it is Bruce Springsteen and Paul McCartney. You gotta provide a little breathing room to the time capsule.
You would think so, but obviously not.
Back when I was in high school and I used to go see Bruce Springsteen, the shows were the longest concerts you would ever go to. I mean, it was definitely worth your money. And I'm sure it's going to be great both nights here at the ballpark.
Yep.
Oh, and won the count to Jimmy Rollins. Stevie Van Zandt tweeted a number of different comments after that. It's part of the E Street Band, and including saying that they found someone in London who didn't want to hear Paul McCartney play. Sir Paul McCartney. No balls and 2 strikes to Rollins. He's 0 for 2 tonight. And he's 1 for 3. Hit a spinner back toward the middle. Bareheaded by Crawford. I almost spoke too soon.
You almost
that was a pretty good play.
Well, I got to tell you something, though. He had a lot of spin on that ball as he took 2 fastballs, then he threw him a changeup. Jimmy Rollins hitting it kind of off the end of the bat. Check this out, as this ball, actually as it hits, it's going to spin back a little bit. Now look how far he is that he has to throw. J-Roll there, he's got to be running there almost all the way. He made a heck of a play to be able to catch that with the bare hand. You think that ball was hit like a bullet?
I didn't think it was hit like a bullet, but I didn't think it was going to land where it landed. I mean, seriously, raise your hand if you thought that that ball was.
I didn't know exactly where the ball was going, but I saw that shortstop running over there as if he might have had a chance.
Victorino is 1 for 2. He singled and scored the run for the Phillies.
Well, it seems like this is one of those games you really want to, when you do get on, if you can get a jump, make sure that you go get in scoring position.
Looked like Victorino was taking to give Jimmy a chance, and he takes a slider up high. It's 2-0. Rollins has stolen 14 bags this year. He has the green light at all times. There he goes. Pitch is high. The throw to second on one hop, not in time. Rollins got his hand in ahead of the tag by Crawford. It is stolen base number 15 for J-Roll.
A lot of times those go unnoticed. Victorino doing a great job and actually making sure Whiteside actually stays back. Just kind of fakes that bunt, kind of impedes his vision as the ball takes one hop. Clearly under the tag there. Here it is again. Whoa.
That's a great shot right there.
Than I thought. It's a good job there getting in scoring position. Gives yourself 2 shots to try and get him in.
3-0 the count to Victorino. Threw him a changeup. At least I think it was a changeup. Yeah, it was. 3-2.
That's after the fastball there. Victorino looking fastball all the way.
Well, it's really all he's thrown tonight. He hasn't thrown a lot of his secondary pitches.
He's the type of pitcher that usually goes on what's working.
Victorino nubs it foul. He got another changeup.
Right, he's around the plate so much. I mean, those are 2 balls for me, but this with that arm motion, very difficult to pick up that changeup. That's 2 in a row. Victorino hitting a fastball for a single to center field.
3 balls, 2 strikes the count with 1 out. Swing and a miss. He got him. Strikeout number 4 for Lincecum. So he threw 3 straight changeups. That'll bring Utley to the plate. That'll bring us to our Major League Notebook with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thank you, Tom. Brought to you by Gwinnett Mercy College. The Blue Jays and Astros made a deal today that involved 10 players. Some familiar names. J.A. Happ, along with reliever Brandon Lyons, Dave Carpenter, they're headed to the Jays, while former Phil Ben Francisco and Francisco Cordero are headed south. 4 minor league players were in that deal, and a player to be named later. And also, as you guys mentioned, the Rockies and the sent lefty Jonathan Sanchez to Kansas City in exchange for Jeremy Guthrie. So those guys switching places as as well. So the moves are starting to happen as the trade deadline now 10 days away in Major League Baseball, guys.
Yeah, Murph, Guthrie tweeted out to his fans apologizing to Dan O'Dowd and Mr. Monfort for the Rockies for his inabilities to pitch well for Colorado this year, and was hoping for a clean slate. And I guess Jonathan Sanchez, who was pretty good for these Giants, was hoping for the same thing as he goes from Kansas City to Colorado.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Sarge. It really seems like it's one of those change of scenery kind of things that maybe you know, both guys will flourish in a different role. Sanchez has actually pitched pretty well in Colorado. He's 4-3 with an ERA just over 4 against Colorado in Kansas City. So his numbers are good there. So maybe he does well there.
Yeah, that's a good point. But if I was going to say the same thing, sometimes a change of scenery can really bring out the best in each one of those players, realizing, hey, maybe this is another chance for me.
Swing and a miss by Utley. It's 1-2, and all of a sudden Lincecum's gone to his changeup more with these last 2 hitters.
He goes on what's working. You throw it or you swing at it in the dirt, he's going to continue to throw it right there. That's why it's so important to be able to determine whether or not the pitch is coming in really hard or whether or not it's off-speed pitch in order to be, you know, a good hitter.
1-2 the count to Utley. That was a slider, and it was fouled back.
Yeah, it's a hanging slider, too. Well, you're right. Stop throwing as many fastballs and go into some of his off-speed pitches. That pitch, however, in the zone, very hittable.
Pitches now for Lincecum. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Giants longtime pitching coach Dave Righetti threw a no-hitter in his career. Saw a perfect game from one of his pitchers this year. Now the 2-2 coming to Utley. And a called strike 3. Snuck a fastball by him at 93 miles an hour. All the soft stuff, and then finally a fastball. And well, that's some pitching right there from Tim Lincecum. He leaves one in scoring position. Utley goes down looking, and we'll go to the 6th. All even at 1. Week is the biggest surprise of the first half of 2012. Carlos Ruiz has been solid and consistent at the plate for the Phils since he arrived in 2006. But he took things to a whole different level during the first half. At the break, he was 4th in the majors in batting average and led all catchers in average and runs batted in. Chooch's all-star performance of the first half is brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Now more than ever, we're here for you every step of the way. Top of the 6th inning. It's a 1-1 ball game. The Phillies and the Giants. The Phillies scored their run on a balk, and the Giants scored their run on an RBI double by Eli Whiteside. Ryan Theriot leads it off, and Swirly throws a strike to him. Terrio's 1 for 2. Infield single his first time up, off the glove or the arm of Ryan Howard, then a ground out. 0-2 the count. It'll be Theriot, Cabrera, and Buster Posey. A little low, 1-2. Ben Swirly, the first 4 innings of this ball game, Sarge, threw 10 balls.
Yeah.
In the 5th inning, he threw 15.
Yeah, and you don't understand what the reason that is, and sometimes it's just a lack of focus, and sometimes just not being able to make your pitch. It was a pretty good pitch. That one, though, however, somewhat down.
Well, he's got an umpire who has a wide strike zone, Laz Diaz. He's calling the corners. That one was probably a little off the corner and down low, as Sarge mentioned. 3-2 the count. And a base hit to right field. Hunter Pence cuts it off. Terrio's aboard. And it's a leadoff single. First leadoff batter aboard for the Giants. Sarge, we have the honor a lot of times of getting some very nice gifts from people.
Yep.
Here at the ballpark. And Larissa Cole made us bookmarks, Phillies bookmarks. You got one, I got one.
Did.
Scott
Sure
Fransky, JJ, Wheels. There's Larissa right there.
Actually, it's pretty nice.
Very nice. It's made out of duct tape.
She did a great job.
Yeah,
let me tell you.
Kids do these days. They make some arts and crafts out of duct tape. She did a great job with it. We want to thank Larissa for that. It's very nice. We all read. Sarge reads his iPad, but he can still use it as a bookmark for that.
Yeah, all the young kids are into a lot of the bookmarkers. I don't know if you remember that or not, or the duct tape, I should say.
I didn't know that.
That is going around, yeah. Yeah, that's the kids at home. They make purses, wallets out of these. I'm sure you know that, don't you?
I didn't know that. I'll have to ask my daughters, though. I can't see my boys doing it, but I can see my daughters doing it.
I think
they're a little older.
The boys might know that, too. Okay?
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing that my boys would do is duct tape each other's hands or something like that.
Sure they would.
There's a strike to Cabrera. It's 2-1. Well, thank you, Larissa, on behalf of all of us up here. It was very nice of you. I know it took a lot of time. Phillies logo right smack dab in the middle.
Yep.
She's full of arts and crafts. A liner to left field, and Piero let it play on one hop. And back-to-back hits now for the Giants to start the 6th. First and second. And Buster Posey's coming up. The major league leader in hits with 129 for Melky Cabrera.
That's why it's hard for me to believe. I mean, I understand you trade different guys. A guy last year in Cabrera, 203 hits. It would seem that you could find a place for a guy like that in your lineup. Well, maybe they thought it was just a little bit of luck, though, that he got those 203 hits.
Now Posey takes strike one.
Looking for a ground ball double play here if you can. This is his day off, too, by the way, when he's playing first base.
Yeah, he was supposed to. I think he was supposed to play first base on Sunday, Buster Posey, when Zito was on the mound. But Bruce Bochy decided today to make that switch. He said nobody else's decision but his. So I think a lot of folks were wondering why, with Tim Lincecum on the mound, why Posey wouldn't be out there. 1 ball, 1 strike the count to Posey. 2 on, nobody out. Not a bad pitch, but he's fallen behind now 2-1.
He does have a pretty good eye up at the plate. Doesn't surprise me, however, that he could play first base. He's a good athlete. Did play some shortstop there in college.
Schwimmer's the right-hander, Horst the lefty.
Yeah. Good hitters get that pitch. Mediocre hitters may not. That's a close pitch there. Thought that was a pitch. Good pitch there for Worley.
Ball 4. The bases are now loaded with nobody out here in the 6th inning. Boy, if he could just find his slot or his location for the first 4 innings. He's up to 93 pitches now with nobody out in the 6th. And Rich Dubie's walking out to the mound. That's giving the guys in the bullpen a little extra time. He's got Terrio at 3rd. Melky Cabrera at 2nd. And now Posey at 1st. With Schwimmer and Horst warming in the bullpen. And Pablo Sandoval's up, a notorious first pitch swinger.
Yeah, he can get something out of zone, hopefully, for him.
Get a ground ball, turn to double play. Phillies will play the infield at double play depth. Just try to get some outs. Weeknights at 7 and 7:30. PHL 17 is the #1 comedy in Philly. Catch up with Sheldon, Penny, and the rest of the gang for a full hour of the award-winning Big Bang Theory. Weeknights at 7 and 7:30. Following 2.5 Men right here on PHL 17. Sandoval's 0 for 2. And he takes a strike. It's 0-1. I said he was a notorious first pitch swinger, and he's looking at that pitch thinking, I should have swung at it.
Yeah, well, that ball, too, up, but have that little late break on it. If you can get 2 strikes on him, he's the type of hitter that you can get out without throwing another strike. He is very aggressive.
Late swing. It's 0-2. Now you got to be careful. Sandoval leads the league in swings, if you can believe it.
Well, he likes the ball. I mean, he likes it up. He likes it down. You know, he's the type of hitter. If you're close to the plate, usually he's going to swing. Manny Sanguillen back in the day used to do that, but he liked the ball more down. I mean, you could actually bounce the ball, and he would swing at it.
0-2 the count to Sandoval. Lays off 1-2.
Right, he's made somewhat of an adjustment already. He appears to be a little bit off the plate. Worley actually got him on that fastball that started in and came back. Maybe something away and down, he might get him out.
No, he went in with that 2-seamer. A fly ball to left field. Terrio tags from 3rd. Pierre is under it. His throw will go toward 3rd. And the run scores. The Giants take the lead. It's 2-1 here in the 6th.
No chance for him to throw him out. I thought maybe Victorino would have went on and tried to take that throw, but again, wasn't close enough to be able to get around that the ball. Terrio, an above-average base runner. See where Victorino is there as he's playing in the pull, and keep in mind the ball is blowing back toward left field there. So you get ready to throw. A little bit of turf actually jumped up there when he's getting ready to throw the ball.
Lincecum has the lead with 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Nate Shearholtz 1 for 2 as the hitter. And he takes strike 1. It has started to rain again. It's kind of a mist that's falling here at the ballpark on a cool night. Does not feel like July right now. Sideways rain, Sarge.
Well, it's just almost like San Francisco, just a little mist. Still see his way out of this. Again, you need that ground ball or a double play here. Can't keep falling behind though, and I don't know how many more hitters are going to allow him to be able to walk. You got to make sure the guys hit the ball, but more so hit your pitch.
Three and one the count. Posey off first. Cabrera off second. And the pitch coming from Worley. Foul ball, and it's 3-2. Those guys are probably ready if they're needed. They'd like to push Worley through this 6th inning.
Three-two here with one out. I don't think the runner should be running. See how manager Bochy will play this.
The foul ball. The pitch count now is up to 104 with that offering. Three and two the count. It's a long run for the ball girl.
Yeah.
Ball four. And the bases are now loaded. So the second time tonight the bases are loaded. Brendan Crawford is up. Infielders are walking in wondering if there's going to be a move made or not. They also want to give Worley a minute or so just to kind of collect himself.
Well, Charlie contemplating whether or not he's going to go and get him or not. Decided against it.
I think he figures if he can get a ground ball here, then he's out of it. And he's not due up in the bottom of the 6th, but you figure this is going to be his last inning. Amazing, because the first 4 innings he threw just 54 pitches. First pitch to Crawford. Popped him up. Foul territory. Will the wind keep it in the yard? Ruiz is over. Nope. Right down the stairway. And he's ahead 0-1. Tough spot, big spot for Vance Worley. In the air to right field. Hunter Pence going back just a little bit, and that one is gone. A grand slam for Brandon Crawford. And he's just blown this one open and given the Giants a 6-1 lead.
Wow.
Wow is right. 3 home runs now for Crawford.
Well, one thing for sure, the way you throw that particular pitch, you're not going to get a ground ball. The ground balls that you get, usually you need them down by that knee area. Now Charlie's just hoping that he can finish out this inning.
Boy, he was humming along. He was looking sharp. He had 7 strikeouts through 4.
Well, he became unaggressive for me, and being able to get those first pitch strikes that made it easier for him the first 3 innings.
1 ball and 1 strike to Vance.
You know, some of the hitters that he goes at, some of the hitters it appears that is kind of pitching around a little bit, and when you do, that's when you make those type of mistakes. Everything right now for me is high, and usually that's an indication that you're getting a little bit tired, although not a night really where you're gonna get that tired, especially as cool as the weather is tonight. That's another slider that he called for, and that went up in the zone.
Second career grand slam for Crawford. His first one was in May of last year against the Brewers. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. And a strike at the belt. It's 3-2. Figure there was a thought in Charlie's mind that he was going to go get Vance Worley after he loaded up the bases the second time, but he decided to let him pitch to Brandon Crawford. Little nubber up the third base line. Polanco bare hands, flips to first in time. Roberto Kelly, the first base coach, didn't think so. Eli Whiteside says something to Mike Everett as he goes by. 2 outs.
Well, there's that swinging bunt. Great play, however, by Polanco to come in and bare hand the ball. Take another look at it and see whether or not.
He got him by half a step. What do you think?
Half a step?
Yeah.
Okay.
What'd you think?
That was awful close.
Six runs now on 6 hits for the Giants. 1 ball and no strikes to Tim Lincecum.
Gotta be able to make sure that you hold the damage down when things get bad when you're in the major leagues. That's what separates a lot of the good pitchers from even the great pitchers. The great pitchers can find a way to, the opposition has a rally to shut them down.
On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Pirates have taken a lead over the Marlins 4-3. Neil Walker, a home run in that ball game. He's 2 for 3.
It's amazing.
Sarge, this is the 41st pitch of the inning for Worley. He gets the strikeout of Lincecum, but 8 men come to the plate in the inning for the Giants. A grand slam by Brandon Crawford. That's the big blow. It was a 2-seamer that came running right back over the plate. And he has given the Giants a 5-run lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Visit your Honda dealer right now for great deals. Only a Honda is a Honda. Buy Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. And buy Chevrolet. See your local Chevy dealer or visit ChevyDealer.com. Bottom of the sixth, Vance Worley has given up 6 runs in the last 2 innings. His night is, I would think it's done. As we go to the home 6, the Phillies are looking for some runs. They're down by 5 to Tim Lincecum and the Giants. It'll be Ryan Howard, Carlos Ruiz, and Hunter Pence, 4, 5, and 6. Ryan, a swing and a miss at a changeup, which is the pitch that Lincecum's gone back to these last couple of innings.
Yep.
Giants had forgotten to overshift. Now they're going to overshift. Fastball up high, 1-1.
Well, if you're swinging at the changeup, you want to make him get that ball up a little bit. The balls that they've been swinging at have been nearly almost on the ground.
That ball is crushed straight away center field. Blanco on the run. It is gone. Just over the fence and straight away center field. The 4th home run for Ryan Howard against Tim Lincecum. And the Phillies have made this a 4-run game here at the bottom of the 6th inning.
Well, that's what he gives you in that lineup, the potential that every time he's up at the plate to be able to hit the ball out of the ballpark. You're not going to see a better swing. Short, quick to the ball, and you can see head down. There's that familiar pose there when you know the ball is going out of the ballpark. Straight away center field. Doesn't get any better than that.
And Irie Dawson of Wilmington, Delaware, you've just won $300. Compliments of the McDonald's home run jackpot. And Ruiz is the batter. It's 1-0. For Ryan, his 2nd home run of the year. Both of his homers have been solo shots. That slider dropped in for a strike. It's 1-1.
Borderline. That ball did come on the inside part of the plate.
2-1 the count to Ruiz. Pretty good swing from Ryan against a guy that hung a breaking pitch to him. But he timed it beautiful.
He's just so strong. I mean, when he's obviously healthy, one of the better power hitters in the game. Nobody hits him further.
3-2 the count now to Carlos. He's 1 for 2.
A few base runners and see what happens with Tim out there on the mound.
Up the third base line. Sandoval charges, picks it up, throws off balance in time to get Ruiz. That was a good play by Pablo Sandoval.
Boy, he just circled around to make sure he ended up getting the right hop. Had the right runner running, and Carlos Ruiz not really fast afoot. Swinging butt is what you call that particular swing. Take a look at it as he comes around. See how he just picks up his hop, grabs it, throws a good throw, coming in again. Now he picks out his hop to be able to throw over to first base and then end up getting him.
A fastball to Pence. It's 0-1. 1 away on the Ruiz ground out. Pence is 0 for 1. He walked his last time up. Back to the box. Picked on a high hop by Lincecum, and there are 2 outs. And that'll bring Juan Pierre to the plate. Sarge, we want to wish a special 28th wedding anniversary, happy 28th wedding anniversary to Mike and Lori Loughlin. Lori works here at the ballpark.
Well, congratulations.
Does a great job down at the vault, as they call it. So congratulations. 28 years. Wow.
Pierre takes on the outside corner, and it's 0-1.
Think they got any runs in that ball we can go and get?
Laurie, bring up some runs. On the hands, Crawford will venture a couple steps back on the outfield grass. The inning comes to a close. The home run by Ryan Howard, the run for the Phils here in the 6th. Straightaway center field. We've seen that pose a number of times. Love to see it more as the year moves on. Phils trail it by 4.
Well, this one kind of got away a little bit in that 6th inning. Some walks, some hits, and the big grand slam home run by Brandon Crawford, the 2nd of his major league career. Tim Lincecum has gotten through 6, only given up the 2 runs, one on a balk when he fell, and the other on Ryan Howard's solo shot to center field. Vance Worley, last time I saw you, Tommy, he was sailing along, and then things didn't go as well.
119 pitches for Vance, which is a career high. Michael Schwimmer is the new pitcher for the Phillies. He's ahead 0-1 of the leadoff hitter, Gregor Blanco. 24 games now for Schwimmer. He's 0-1 with a 4.57 ERA. Blanco's 0 for 3. He's struck out twice. And it's 0-2. Vance looked so good through the first 4 innings. He had retired 12 consecutive or 11 consecutive hitters, then 12 to get the first out in the 5th.
The only thing really done wrong there for a while was got hurt by the 8-hole hitter with first base open, the pitcher on deck, and 2 outs. You know, that's one of those things you hate to see happen, but it did. And at the time, it just tied the game.
Schwimmer picks up a strikeout to begin the 7th. It did seem like, though, with that Lincecum at bat, he was missing a little bit more than he had been. Then he came back and got Blanco looking on strikes.
Yeah, I get the feeling when he's pitching to Lincecum, you're still thinking about what just happened with that 8-hole.
Absolutely. We said that on the air.
Great minds.
just amazing.
Yeah. Well, that happens, you know, and then sometimes it gets in your head a little bit. And oh well, the walks really killed him in that inning, and then the slam was the Frank Lucchese used to say was the coup de grace.
The coup de grace.
Close enough.
Did he know what he meant?
Sure. So did we. That's all that mattered.
1-2 the count. Laz Diaz, the home plate umpire, wasn't giving the corners as much either for Vance. Maybe he was a hair or two off those corners compared to where he was early in the game. But he was right around the black early in the game.
And left after the third inning, there were a lot of strikes for both pitchers, called strikes.
I think something got into the eye of Carlos Ruiz. Did he get hit with the backswing on that? Nope. Just a splash of dirt.
Down there right now, be a little mud.
Looper to center field. Rollins going out there, and he won't be able to get to it. Dorito will pick it up in a hop. Third hit of the night for Ryan Theriot. These lucky fans are tonight's Citizens 7. They will each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank are the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com.
Ryan Theriot got all that started last year, that single to right field.
That was a swing and I guess a foul ball, or did it hit him?
It hit him. He swung at it and it hit him. So the ball's dead, but it's a strike.
Because Laz Diaz pointed down and Cabrera started limping. I'm like, what did he? I didn't think he hit it.
Right there. He swings. He misses. It hits his foot. So it's dead right at that point. But it is a strike because he swung at it. That's a painful strike.
Theriot is back just ahead of the tag. I guess Melky Cabrera ticked off the Atlanta Braves this week when he was down there.
Evidently. Got Chipper Jones a little upset. Former teammate.
There goes the runner. Swing and a miss. The throw to second is in time.
Boy, that was a good job by Carlos Ruiz. Pitch was away a little bit, but it was down, it looked like, which is a little tougher to handle. Boy, his feet are so quick. And then that makes the throw strong. Watch how quick his feet are. That pitch is down, but look how he fires out of there and throws a low throw there to Jimmy Rollins right on the bag, and he gets Ryan Theriot. Quick feet for a catcher.
He also slid off the bag, left the base too, and then Jimmy kept the tag on his body.
And that's why the umpire out there just stayed with it.
1-2 the count to Melky Cabrera. It's Manny Gonzalez.
A little misty rain falling right now. Looks like fog in San Francisco. Looks like a San Francisco night here. Look at that. Back at Candlestick. Heaven forbid.
Let's hope tomorrow is like a day in San Francisco in October or November.
It's supposed to get nicer tomorrow, right?
It is, yeah. A little high with a slider, 2-2 the count. Charlie Manuel, Bruce Bochy, the manager of the San Francisco Giants.
One of only 4 they've had in the last 26 years.
That's right. You know 3 of them.
No, I don't.
For the dirt, 3-2.
These managers' trivia questions seem to be a bridge too far for me. One too many. Warming it up. Feel free.
Another foul ball. 17 pitches now in the inning for Schwimmer. Cabrera 1 for 3. His single was part of that 5-run 6th inning for the Giants. 3-2 pitch coming. Little number in front of the plate. Ruiz out from behind the plate in time to get Cabrera. It was Carlos Ruiz's inning. He threw a guy out trying to steal, and then he was able to follow that up with a nice play from behind the plate to get Melky Cabrera. Dodge stopped the wheels when we return at the bottom of the seventh. Dodged up the fans trivia quiz answer. All right, Wills, the Giants have only had 4 managers in their last 26 years. Name the other 3 besides Bruce Bochy.
Felipe Alou.
Felipe Alou is correct. That's one.
Yeah.
We'll get the others in just a second as Placido Polanco will lead it off here in the 7th. Phillies down 6-2. First pitch from Lincecum's up top. It's 1-0.
First 2 are easy because Felipe Alou was before Bochy.
Right.
And of course Dusty was there.
Dusty is correct. Johnny B. Baker.
Right. And I don't know the third one.
Yes, you do.
I don't.
You do.
Well, of course I do. But I don't. I can't think of it.
1-1 the count. Wheels, there is a pitch that people talk about very often in this game as being one of those pitches that this guy revolutionized. Back toward the middle. Crawford makes a diving stop from his knee. Not in. Whoa! You think I was right the first time?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was so close. I don't know. Sam Perlaza didn't argue. You know, Polanco at that point in his career really, he stumbled a little bit coming out of the box. He doesn't run very well. So he gets banged so many times at first base.
He might have been out. Whoop, hold on. Charlie's going to go out and argue. Hold on.
It's really close. And now Sam did say something, and that brought Charlie out of the dugout. But I don't know. I think he was out.
He might have been out by just a small amount.
Yeah. You know, he's about due to get thrown out of a game, too. So we'll see. It's starting out nice and calm.
Mike Everett is the crew chief, by the way. And he felt very confident that he had the call. It was a heck of a play by Crawford, who's having himself a night.
See, he's picking up a little bit right now. Just have a feeling.
Polanco reacted almost immediately as if he was safe. Mike Everett's remaining very calm.
Yeah, nothing's personal yet.
It's not in his glove right there. Hasn't closed it yet. Okay, that's a different angle. The same shot, different angle. What we mean is that we've got it together to the point where the foot is on the bag. We've reversed it, but it's the same moments. So right there, ball is not in his glove.
Wow.
And As we showed you before, his foot right there is on the bag. Same moment.
So now we think
two different shots.
He may be safe, but how in the world could a human being see that? Well, you have to listen for the sound, is what
That's
it is.
How close it is, but.
Yeah. It just, I mean, really, when you see that and we're sitting here going, think about that when they get one shot at it. What a play by Crawford, though. He had a bad game in San Francisco, kicking balls all over the place, and then he made a great play to end the game like that.
0-2 the count to Jason Friday. Friday 3 for 9 so far with the Phillies. Lincecum has just reached 100 pitches. Jeremy Affelt's in the bullpen. And it's 1-2. By the way, we have not forgotten about the Dodge Stump the Fans trivia quiz answer.
And you know what?
We've received 2. Felipe Alou and Dusty Baker.
I think I may have since you gave me a nice clue. You said he revolutionized a pitch, right?
He did.
Well, that's Roger Craig. It was a splitter.
Roger Craig is correct.
But I didn't know it until you gave me the hint. But thank you.
Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of Phillies prize pack. Thanks for playing Dodge Stump the Fans.
That was a mixed emotions.
1-2 the count to Friday. 2-2.
Yeah, Roger Craig started teaching a lot of those guys split fingers. He was a pretty good pitcher himself. Although I think on the 62 Mets he was a 20-game loser.
Yeah, he had a lot going against him that year.
Yeah, we had to be good to get that many starts.
Horst is the lefty for the Phils. And there's Jeremy Affeldt. Friday hits one back toward the box. Kind of fooled Lincecum because he took a big swing. Got it off the end of the bat. There are 2 outs now in the 7th. Here comes Jimmy Rollins. I'll tell you, not that he wasn't a pitcher before, but watching Lincecum tonight, he's pitched tonight. He hasn't just thrown. I mean, he is. There was a moment during the middle of the game where he discarded the fastball and just started throwing changeups.
Yeah, which, we talked about earlier, is a great pitch for him, especially left-handed hitters.
93 with his fastball. That's where he's been at his best tonight. Is 93 miles an hour. Hasn't gone too much. Hasn't gone to that spot too many times.
He's had periods tonight where he's had good command. A lot of times he's had other periods where he's been all over the place, but he's put it together enough to just give up 2 runs, and one was on a balk.
0-2 the count to Rollins, who is 1 for 3. There he goes again. Just fastball, fastball, fastball.
That's where he started the game. Well, that's a pretty good record for front running for him. And boy, do they need him for the stretch run. They have really good. They have him pitching well. They have a heck of a rotation. Zito's picked it up a little bit this year after struggling so much with the Giants.
And he'll go Sunday against the Phils. 2-2 now to Rollins. That fastball upstairs.
Yeah, he's up over 100 pitches now as Lincecum. So this you would think this would be his last inning with a 4-run lead. Their bullpen's been a little bit shaky lately, but still, I think Bochy would feel he can get 6 outs after Lincecum gets him through 7 if he does.
Swing and a miss. He got Jimmy with a changeup, and Lincecum probably wrapped up his outing with a strikeout as he finishes up this 7th inning. He's been good through 7. We go to the 8th. The Phillies trail it by 4 against the Giants.
Every new Toyota purchase comes with Toyota Care. By Citizens Bank, we're here for homes. Talk to us today about how we can help you to the loan that's right for you. By Xfinity, the official HD triple play provider of your Philadelphia Phillies. And by Nissan, summer saving days. At the Nissan for the biggest savings under the sun. Visit ChooseNissan.com or your local Nissan dealer.
Top of the 8th inning here at Citizens Bank Park. Giants are on top 6-2. Wheels, you did a very nice job with those billboards.
I mean, I used to read a lot of those, and I love it when you do it.
Jeremy Horst in his 8th ball game for the Phillies. He'll take over against Buster Posey, Pablo Sandoval, Nate Shearholtz.
This side of the telecast a lot easier.
Posey takes high. It's 1-0. Posey walked and scored on the grand slam. His last at bat. Hit that ball hard to third. One quick out. Now the story of tonight was Vance Worley pitched just exceptional baseball. He looked as good as we've seen him this year through 4. At one point he had retired 12 in a row, and then he allowed the run in the 5th. Not a big deal. It was a 1-1 game, but it was the 6th inning that really backfired. He allowed 5 runs, including a grand slam.
Now that was the killer of the slam, obviously. I think the thing that got him was, he got Sandoval to hit that fly ball to left field, and all it did was produce 1 run. It's 2-1. You still had first and second, and then he walks the next guy, and then the slam. So he was trying to get his way, work his way through that inning with the bottom of the order and everything, and it just didn't happen. And he's pitched well against the Giants, and I'm sure it really bothered them too, because that's his hometown. People are back in Sacramento watching this game tonight. He wanted to do well.
2-0 the count to Sandoval. Batting right-handed against the lefty Horst. Broke his bat. Left center field. Pierre is out there, and it goes past him. Picks it up on 1 hop before the warning track. The ball actually carried pretty well. Heard the thud from the crack. And it's the 17th double of the year. The wind's
going to help the ball at all tonight. It'll be towards left center. Maybe it did on this one. Pierre took a look at the last second and hoped Victorino was there. See, right there. And no chance for Shane to get to that, because he was playing Sandoval around the other way.
Now the reason Horst is in there is to flip Sandoval around to the right side, but then to face Shearholtz, a left-handed hitter. Crawford's on deck. He's also a lefty.
Another left-handed hitter.
A strike at the knees, 0-1.
They've been really porous on defense this year too, the Giants. One thing that's hurt them, especially the left side. A lot of errors.
Yeah, they lead the league in errors with 74.
As good a pitching as they have, it's amazing they could overcome that. Because even though your pitching's really good, you make a lot of errors, and it's going to put them in the hole where they can't dig out of some innings.
We saw that firsthand in the series out in San Francisco.
Yep.
1 ball, 1 strike to count to Shearholtz.
There you are with the errors. Ironically, those first 3 teams all in the Western Division. First 4 it was. Yeah, there it is again. The Dodgers, and then the Mets pop in. Of course, errors don't always, one way or another, prove what kind of defensive team you are. You have to watch a team play, and sometimes you don't get the balls that aren't errors. That are plays that good defensive teams make.
Oof. That's a good pitch.
Tell Carlos Ruiz's reaction on that one. He thought he had him.
They go back to the well again. Pence is out there. Sandoval thought about going to third. I think he may have slipped. Unless that was part of his decoy. Want to add to your Phillies game experience? How about a pregame party? There are pregame party areas for groups of 20 or more. They're perfect for entertaining family, friends, or business associates. And there's a number of different party areas to choose from. Call 215-463-5000 or go to Phillies.com. Your head is this big.
What are they doing?
They're measuring their head. Look, see, your head is bigger than mine. That ball is over the head of Ryan Howard. Sandoval's going to score, and Crawford's going to have his 5th RBI of the night. And it's now 7-2 San Francisco.
Yeah, Giants team don't score a whole lot, but they picked it up since the All-Star break, and a lot of runs are scoring here tonight for them. One guy knocks in 5, as Tom just said.
That's a career high for Crawford.
As a fastball, you see it was supposed to be away, missed the spot by a lot. It was middle in, and bam, base hit the right field.
That's the first run allowed by a horse this year. And Crawford had 24 runs batted in coming in. He has 5 in tonight's game. And Eli Whiteside takes a strike. So 6 RBIs now, Wheels, for the bottom of the order.
Yeah. That normally is a recipe for a loss. And here's one of those RBIs.
Still measuring each other. My head, yes, my head is bigger than yours. Fanatic was doing that bit before the ball game with Bruce Bochy, because Bruce Bochy's got a pretty good nugget.
Oh, yeah. And he takes it with him. He's always been aware of that fact, and was teased when he was a player and as a manager. And the bench was having a great time with the Fanatic on that one.
7-2 the score. 2 outs, 2 strikes here in the top of the 8th. To the count. Swing and a miss. He got it with a changeup for the final out here in the 8th inning. The Giants, however, score another run on an RBI single by Brandon Crawford, who has 5 of the 7 RBIs tonight. And it's 7-2 as we go to the middle of the 8th. August. Check out Phillies.com. That's where you can purchase your tickets and also take a look at the upcoming schedule of not only games but also promotional items. It includes a Toyota Alumni Weekend plus the Hatfield Dollar Dog Nights and the Liberty Mutual 100 Pence Bobble figurine and much more. Cardinals will be here. The Reds will be here. The Nationals, of course, and the New York Mets. Again, go to Phillies.com for all kinds of information. Brandon Belt will take over at first base for Buster Posey. So Posey gets the rest of the night off. And he'll bat in the 9th spot. Jeremy Affeldt is the new pitcher. 35th game for the veteran Jeremy Affeldt. 1-1 with a 2.57 ERA. And he's on to face Victorino, Utley, and Howard. Here in the bottom of the 8th inning, the Phillies trail it by 5, 7-2. Victorino's 1 for 3 tonight. Corners play in a little bit for him. And Affeldt fires a fastball outside, 1-0. Lincecum, by the way, 7 innings, 5 hits, and 2 runs. 2 walks and 6 strikeouts, 110 pitches. So if you're the Giants, you got to feel pretty good about these last 2 outings from Tim Lincecum.
Sure, especially since you're thinking about August is right around the corner, and then September when you're trying to win your division.
Well, the other part of it too is that the trade deadline is coming upon us, and I think not that they would ever replace Lincecum. There's no question about that. But the Giants, who knows? They may have been thinking about shoring up their rotation in some way.
Yeah.
They're certainly thinking about other positions.
Yeah, and they're thinking about winning and going to the playoffs again. They've done a lot of
foul.
Excuse me, Tom. They've done a lot of that over the years.
Problem with the Giants is that if they do make any kind of trades, they don't have a whole lot in their farm system, particularly guys that are ready to go. They have a veteran staff in AAA. Bruce Bochy was saying tonight. They gave the Harvey kid up for Beltran last year. And he's tearing, well, I shouldn't say he's tearing it up, but he's got a chance of making the Mets at some point this year.
Didn't they give up a pitcher named Wheeler too in that deal, who's a hot prospect for the Mets?
Zach? Well, that's who it was. That's who it was, Wheeler, that they gave up.
Yeah.
Right? Your guy.
Yeah, my guy.
Harvey's a different guy. Liner foul.
I was just reading that the other day.
Yeah, you're right. It's Wheeler.
I remember that.
Matt Harvey was with the Mets. Zach
right.
Wheeler is the guy that went over.
Yeah, the Mets are very high on him.
One and 2 the count to Victorino. It's that to third. Sandoval bobbled it for a moment, but Belt scooped it out. 5-3 on the putout. He must have recovered quickly because he still was able to get Shane by a step. Did Shane slip coming out of the box? Speaking of the plays at third, our Liberty Mutual defensive plays of the game.
They're going to center on that hot corner early in the game. A nice play by Placido Polanco. The ball hit hard down the line, and here comes Sandoval on a charge play, and the ball hit by Ruiz. Bang, bang at first, got him.
Liberty Mutual Insurance, what's your policy? One out. Here's Utley. And he takes a breaking ball for a strike. It'll be Utley, then Howard. The mayor of San Francisco still hanging in there. Up by 5 in the bottom of the 8th. Conference on mayors taking place this week here in Philadelphia.
What a big job they have running these big cities.
Oh. I guess Mayor Nutter was telling Murph that he's the guy in charge of those. Well, he's the president of the mayors now.
Was that right?
Yeah.
And he's the host. Showing off our great city.
2-1 the count to Utley. 2-2. Got a lot of construction going on outside his building in City Hall.
Yeah. They're doing quite a bit of work on Dilworth Plaza there. It's supposed to be really nice when they're finished. Talk about a great mayor of the city, Richardson Dilworth. Guy who that's named after. He was a tremendous mayor.
Howard waits on deck. 3-2 the count to Utley. 7-2 Giants on top. He fouls it away. It'll slice out of play. This has certainly been an odd year, and this is the fact that the Phillies have only won 17 games at this ballpark is one of the reasons why it's so odd.
Yeah. Lose this game, you're 11 under 500 at home, and they're right around 500 on the road.
They have the 4th best road record. 4th best.
Well, they've been such a good team the last few years because they have played very well on the road, and at home they've been outstanding. And this year at home, they're just not very good.
I don't think anybody has a formula as to why.
Nope.
Utley hits it in the air to right field. Sherholtz comes in and makes the catch for out number 2. Ryan Howard, a little boost of energy, his last at bat, straight away center field.
He hit a curveball and hits it to dead center right there, so that had to feel good for him to hit his home run, 1 to left and 1 to center. And you know, that's where his power is, from alley to alley.
And for that home run, and each one hit by the Phils this season, one tree will be planted by the Pennsylvania Horticultural Society as part of Home Runs for Trees, a partnership between the Phils, PHS, and Aramark. Home Runs for Trees is part of Plant 1 Million, a project to restore the region's tree coverage. Visit Phillies.com/redgoesgreen for info. I want to know the count to Ryan. Two 2-0. Ryan is 1 for 3 in the game. Now 5 extra base hits away from 500 for his career. I was at his event last night in Morton's down in Center City. Ryan hosted a celebrity waiters event where a lot of his teammates, in fact 9 other players, joined in. It's a great event for the Ryan Howard Family Foundation, and it raised an awful lot of money.
Well, the players do a lot for different charities.
One of the highest, we did a live auction at the end wheels. The thing that got the most, that garnered the most money, dinner for 4 with Ryan Howard.
and that night he won't be serving.
He will not be serving. He'll still be serving stories.
Oh yeah, he can do that. Ryan has a great personality.
Ball 4, and he's aboard with 2 outs. In fact, Ryan's entire family was there last night. His brothers Corey and Chris, his sister Karen, his mom was there. Joe Savory, you know, the folks at Morton's wear the white Oxfords and the black pants, the waiters and waitresses. Wouldn't you know it that Joe wore that?
So he showed up looking like that?
So they gave him a bow tie.
Perfect.
So he had the apron on and the bow tie, and he looked like he belonged.
Red or white, sir?
Exactly. That was Chase. Chase was giving out the wine.
Oh, okay.
Carlos Ruiz takes it side. It's 1-0.
He's a Northern California guy now, so he knows his wines.
Cole Hamels was there. Hunter Pence, Joe Savory, Eric Kratz, Shane Victorino, Jimmy Rollins. Ruiz hits it skyward to center field. Melky Cabrera calls off Blanco, but Blanco then takes charge to put it away. Phillies are retired here in the 8th. They get a base runner, do not score. And we go to the ninth now here at Philadelphia.
Brandon Belt.
Well, this weekend is Major League Baseball, the National Baseball Hall of Fame induction ceremonies that will take place. Wheels is going to be heading to Cooperstown. He'll be going up the Northeast Extension, shooting past Binghamton.
Yeah.
And he's going to be going to watch his good friend Tim McCarver, our friend Tim McCarver, be inducted into the Hall of Fame this weekend, along with Ron Santo, Barry Larkin, and Bob Elliott, longtime sports writer from Toronto, who was going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Good class right there. Bob Elliott's another terrific person. They're known for so long with the Blue Jays, and really happy for all those guys. No, of course, knew Ron Santo. What a good man he was.
Brandon Belt takes a strike. It's 1-1. What are you looking forward to the most this weekend?
I just hope that I want to see Timmy enjoy himself, you know, because to me, I've heard those things. You get so caught up in it that you don't enjoy it maybe till it's over, or you reflect back on what just happened. And you know, I've heard guys say, boy, you know, it happened so fast and it's overwhelming and all that. So I just hope he has a good time tomorrow.
You're not bothering him with a lot of demands and everything, are you?
No, I'm sure he'll have plenty of demands from others.
1-2 the count to Belt, who came on to play first.
Plus his, I know he's worked really hard on his remarks for tomorrow, and he's been working on them for months.
Did you proofread them?
No, he didn't ask me to do that. He'll handle that. He's a linguist. For a guy who ate dirt for a living for 20 years, he's pretty good with the language.
Wheels.
I eat dirt.
Just off the outer edge, 3-2. I know Barry Larkin's brother Byron pretty well from out in Cincinnati. Byron played basketball at Xavier University, all-time leading scorer at Xavier. And he said that Barry, when I talked to him during the offseason, he said Barry is like Timmy on cloud nine.
Yeah.
And really looking forward to the opportunity.
That's much deserved too for Barry Larkin too. We don't want to forget about him, because that guy had a heck of a career, and we saw, you know, we were lucky enough to see his whole career from the time he came up to where he went to Michigan and came out of college and was a tremendous shortstop right out of the chute. Came in after Concepcion, people like that. Great career.
Yeah, and a lot of people for a number of years said borderline Hall of Famer, but he was able to stick around long enough on the ballot to get in. Now, next year's class is going to be off the charts with the guys that are available for that one. Get a couple pitchers, isn't it? Isn't Maddox and Glavine available next year?
Maddox
Biggio is. Biggio is. I mean, there's a number of guys that are on the list for next year.
Bonds?
Bonds, yes.
Yeah.
That'll be a true test.
Yeah, that'll be one of those true tests, as you say.
Well, I think I was at Cooperstown about a week and a half ago at the All-Star break, as Wheels knows. and just the charm of the city itself. I mean, it's a throwback city.
Yeah, it's pretty neat up there.
You can walk down to Lake Otesaga, which is only a block or two away from the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame itself, you know, it's busting at the seams because there's so much stuff in it. But it's a not-for-profit organization, and it's kind of tough to make it any bigger than it is. But the town itself is great.
Yeah, it's a great trip. You know, take families up there, and I'm lucky enough to be up there the day that Richie Ashburn and Mike Schmidt were inducted, and that was amazing. That sea of red up there, and then a few years later when Harry was inducted, it was just a great day too. And you know, tomorrow they've divided it. It's the Saturday and Sunday.
Utley charges. Blanco, he's fast, and he just got him.
You talk about running the ball out.
You know, Wheels mentioned that they split it up. It used to be everybody was together, but to try to save time, I guess they've split it up where the players and the personnel of the game are inducted on Sunday, and the writer and broadcaster Bob Elliott and Tim McCarver will be inducted tomorrow.
Right.
Roger Clemens, Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa are all on the ballot for next year. Wow.
Yeah, Maddox, Glavine, Smoltz, they'll be coming up.
Fly ball down the right field line. Are you kidding me? That's a fair ball. Ryan Theriot heading to second. Slides in safely. Has his 4th hit of the night.
You know, he killed the Phillies in the playoffs last year with the Cardinals. He was in a couple of games. He may have had a 3 or a 4 hit game in one of those playoff games. Seemed like he did. And he hits it all over the place too. And he's had a couple hits to right field tonight. This one he kicks up some chalk, it looked like. Right near the line. Took a little header right there. He started swimming, but he caught his balance. He had a funky slide.
Fly ball right center field. Pence out there. Under it. Inning is over. And the Giants leave one in scoring position. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning here in Philadelphia. Hunter Pence, Juan Pierre, Placido Polanco. They're due up for the Phils when we return. Break down tonight's ball game against the Giants, plus highlights and analysis, and a reaction from the clubhouse, and your social media questions are answered. It's the Phillies postgame show live from Sugar House Casino, coming up next on PHL 17. Last of the 9th, 7-2. Giants on top. They have a 5-run lead, and George Cantos is the new pitcher. 13th ball game for him. No wins, no losses, a 2.40 earned run average. Wheels, let me give you the scenario of the rest of the ballot. Clemens, Bonds, Sosa, and there are more names than this, but these are the headlining names. Piazza. Ooh, forgot about Mike Piazza.
Right.
Schill is on that, Kurt Schilling.
Yeah.
Craig Biggio. And then the other guys, well, they'll be on the ballot, and we wish them the best of luck, but they're going to have a tough time. David Wells.
Yeah.
Julio Franco.
Yeah.
And Mike Lieberthal.
Nice players.
Yeah.
But, you know, they're not going to be in the Hall of Fame, but had great careers, all those guys. The others, they all have a shot.
Right. Mike Lieberthal will be inducted in the Phillies Hall of Fame this year.
To be retired 5 years before you're allowed to be voted upon, and that's why, you know, we're off a little bit on Maddox. He might be on 4 years right now.
I thought it was next year. That's my bad. I really did. I thought he was next year, and I thought Glavine. I thought Maddox and Glavine were next year, and then Smoltz was the year after.
Yeah. We're going to stagger them a little.
Hunter Pence is the leadoff batter here in the ninth. There was some question as to whether Clemens was going to be available in 2013 because you didn't know if he was going to come back 5 years ago. There was a chance he was going to come back. He kept teetering with that. Pence hits one way up there to center field. Gregor Blanco comes running in as the wind took it in. 2 pitches, 1 out. Well, tomorrow it'll be Cole Hamels for the Phils against Matt Cain. How about that matchup?
Yeah, we won't be on tomorrow, of course, but the game will be on Fox, and fans will feel like it's a home game because you'll be doing it.
I will.
Along with
Mitch Williams.
That'll really feel like a home game.
The Wild thing.
We'll have fun.
There's Cole.
Great matchup.
Oh, and 1 to Pierre. All right, Maddox and Glavine are going to be on the ballot in 2014. Frank Thomas will be on the ballot in 14.
There's some big names coming.
Jeff Kent and Mike Mussina. Mike Mussina's not, but
Kent at one time, you know, there are a lot of people talking about him as a Hall of Famer.
Swing and a miss, 2 outs. That was a nasty pitch by Contos. And 2 away.
Look like a split or a changeup. See if he throws one.
Well, Tim Lincecum is a lot like Cliff Lee, where he stays in the dugout after his outing is done. He went 7 innings tonight, allowed 2 runs on 6 hits.
He's feeling right at home tonight with this weather.
Aren't they all? Too close to home.
Yeah.
Too comfortable. Mike Fontenot's come out of the on-deck circle.
Contos does have a changeup in his repertoire, and that looks like what he struck the air out on.
They got to give the man a better number, though.
Got that offensive tackle number, or guard tackle, right in the 70s.
Polanco hits one toward left center field. That's going to be in for a base hit, and it's going to go all the way to the wall. The ball was flipped from Blanco to Cabrera. They were just trying to get the ball in. Polanco stopped at second. A 2-out double. Not to be greedy, but boy, that ball would have looked really good in the 4th inning.
Yeah. Really good.
When Pauly came up with the bases loaded, grounded out to third. Watch this, Wheels.
Yeah, watch this little flip right here.
Can you do this?
No. Well,
neither can he.
Do it, but Mike going right back up over the 387 into the crowd. So Lonnie Smith do that one time. Fire a ball from the outfield, throw as hard as he could. When out of his hand, went back over the fence. That's hard to do.
It is hard to do. Mike Fontenot played for the Giants the last couple years. A .311 hitter with a home run and 5 runs batted in. Fly ball to left field. This should do it. Melky Cabrera settles under it and makes the catch. And the Giants have taken game 1 of this 3-game series by a final score of 7-2. The Phillies are now 11 games under 500 here at home at Citizens Bank Park. Brandon Crawford Well, he had a night to remember. A career high 5 runs batted in, and he is our Chevrolet player of the game. Well, to say this was kind of an odd game during an odd season is an understatement. Vance Worley looked like Cy Young through the first 4 innings tonight. He really did, folks. He looked outstanding. In fact, you could probably say through the first 5, he looked very comfortable. But then in the 6th, things unraveled, and it came to an end with our W.B. Mason delivery of the game.
Yeah, 2-1 game at this point. You can see he tried that little comeback sinker to Brandon Crawford, and all it did was come up there right over the middle of the plate and up in the zone a little bit. He didn't miss salami, and that put it out. Well, that made it tough at that point.
Crawford added an RBI later on, so he finished with a career high 5 runs batted in tonight's ball game. So Tim Lincecum gets the victory tonight for the Giants. He is now 4-10, and he has won back-to-back outings. So he's all smiles. So are the Giants. They're in first place. They win it by 5. We'll be back to wrap it up right after this.